Welcome to Quick Rip. Big B here with ya. Hope you're doing well out there, fight fans. Hey, earlier this week we had the news of Kevin Lee retiring from MMA. He came out, I believe it was on his Instagram, and made the statement after his UFC 290 loss. It was a devastating loss. Obviously, he got submitted in under a minute. Not the kind of performance you want to ever really put on an inside the octagon, but it does happen. Let's have a listen and a look at what exactly Kevin Lee had to say about retiring. And I want you to pay attention to the wording that he uses because, you know what, folks, I don't think he's done fighting. I think he's done with MMA, but I don't think he's done with fighting. So let's have a look at that, and then we'll discuss further.
Okay. To make a long story short, I'm deciding to retire from MMA and the UFC. It's been 12 years, 12 long years of me being the best fighter that I can be, and a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication for me to try to be the best fighter in the world. When I look back on it, I had a hell of a career. I fought a lot of tough guys, and some of the toughest guys in the world. I always put up a great fight. I never backed down, and I always challenged myself to do things that I didn't think that I was capable of doing. The last 3 years have been rough, especially on my body. It's been a lot of injuries, and honestly, that's one of the main factors of me making this decision. I'm in need of another surgery after that last fight. I'm proud that I went out on my shield. I'm proud that I stood up in there and went out on my own terms. But at this point, I got to think about more than just myself. And I think that my skills and the time and the energy that I've put into this sport, I can put into something else. And God willing, and subhanallah, and all glory to God, and he's going to lead me down a different path, the right path, to where I can use my skills to help people. I think if I dedicate myself and if I give just as much hard work to doing something else, the sky's the limit. So again, I hold my head up high. I'm a little disappointed I didn't get to accomplish everything that I wanted to, but I'm proud of myself for this career that I've had, and I appreciate everybody who has given two fucks about me, and everybody who supported me, and even the people that kind of doubted and hated along the way. I appreciate everybody, and it's been a hell of a journey. I'm still young. I'm still capable of doing a lot in this life, and that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, I'm probably leave this Instagram page up. You know, I might post some old stuff, like some old memories and shit like that, as I restart like a new social media or whatever I do. Whatever it is what it's gonna be. So appreciate y'all.
So there we have it, straight from Kevin Lee himself. Now he does retire from MMA and the UFC in his very specific words there, with a pro record of 19 wins, 8 losses. So let's dive into this just a little bit because there's a lot to unpack here. Kevin Lee, he's only 30 years old. Let's get that in our minds right off the bat. He's 30 fucking years old. A lot of men don't hit their prime until early 30s, especially athletes. You see some of them that just take off once they hit that fucking plateau. So Kevin Lee, it's definitely not about age, but he does mention injuries and needing more surgeries. It just sounds like it's been surgery upon surgery, and honestly, folks, all of that comes from, I can't say all of that, but the majority of that, there's no doubt, comes from rolling on the mats fucking daily for 20 fucking years, right? That's gonna tear apart anybody's body. maybe not 20 years, but 12 years, whatever he was in the UFC. So, I mean, he's probably been rolling on the mats for 10, 15 years, plus fighting. And he's kept fairly busy. I mean, he's been impressive at times. He's been downright looks like he doesn't belong out there at times. Obviously, his biggest win in his MMA career for me would be his KO over Gregor Gillespie. That one was just fucking scary. If you've never seen that knockout, it is absolutely beautiful, but scary for Gillespie at the same time because it was nasty, nasty, nasty. Back to the wear and tear in the body. Now, my whole point of this video is I wanted to discuss what are the chances of us seeing Kevin Lee inside the squared circle with BKFC. Now, if you're BKFC, if I'm BKFC, if I'm David Feldman, if I'm one of the big wigs over there at the wonderful organization of BKFC, I'm making a play, no matter what. I'm getting my name in there, and I'm letting Kevin Lee know that I'm interested in his services inside our organization. Take your time to have your surgery, heal up, think about it, but plant that fucking seed immediately. And for all I know, that seed's already been planted. There's a lot of behind the scenes shit that we never even really hear about, right? So, but totally, if I'm in any way involved with BKFC, I'm making a play for Kevin Lee. 30 years old. You look at his record. I mean, yes, he's not known as a boxer during his MMA run. I mean, the majority of his wins were via submission. And you know what? The majority of his losses, I believe, were via submission as well. He did not get knocked out very often. From what I can tell here, in his entire pro career, with 8 losses, 3 of them have come via KO/TKO. But nothing comes to mind really that, when I think Kevin Lee knockout, the first thing that comes to my mind, obviously, as I stated before, was Gregor Gillespie. So he hasn't. It's not like It's not like he's lost his chin. It's not like he's been knocked out several fucking times in a row, and that's why he's retiring. So this is what makes me wonder if we're gonna see fucking Kevin Lee back, because he does not say he's retiring from combat sports. He's very specific when he says MMA/UFC. He doesn't mention anything other than MMA/UFC. So, and you look at the wear and tear on the body. I mean, the biggest or the latest example that I can think of is Big Ben Rothwell. When he made the move over, he was asked about the training compared to from bare knuckle boxing to MMA, like how it differs, and he said it's absolutely beautiful. Basically, you got somebody who's been training MMA, let's say their entire life, basically, right? And then all of a sudden they make this switch where they don't have to roll around on the fucking mats daily. They don't have to wrestle. They don't have to do the jiu-jitsu. It's all just striking and movements and obviously cardio and there is defense. Definitely defense plays a big part of it. But I think Kevin Lee would do wonders in BKFC, believe it or not. Now, a lot of people may disagree with me. I don't know. Let me know what you think out there in the comments. While you're there, give me a thumbs up, obviously. Subscribe if you're not. Let's get this channel rocking. Let's promote the shit out of bare knuckle boxing at BKFC because they're doing wonderful things. Anyway, shameless self-plug, but hey, it's got to be done sometimes. In the words of Bubbles, I think Kevin Lee would do fucking decent. Bare knuckle. Now, I'm not saying toss him in there with the Wolves right away. No, he's 30 years old. There's no fucking rush. Um, get him in there. Get him that first fight under his belt. So then from there, he's going to know what to expect, right? And I think he can do good. What do you think? Is he done fighting completely? Like he does talk about possibly lending his or passing on his knowledge, so teaching or something like that. But he doesn't seem dead set on that. He doesn't really seem certain exactly what the future may bring, and I mean, many of us don't. Uh, but I think he would be a perfect fit in BKFC. He's young. He's still got a chin. He's fucking in shape. He's good looking. He's somebody that you can easily put on a fucking poster. You know what I mean? And he's somebody that can be absolutely downright fucking nasty when it comes down to it. So I don't know. We gonna see Kevin Lee in the BKFC? Is he done fighting for good? I do believe that he's done in MMA. So if not bare knuckle, maybe he will venture off and try and get a payday in gloved boxing. I don't know. But I certainly hope that David Feldman and the folks over there at BKFC at least make a play for him, at least acknowledge that they would like his services because it would be huge. It would be another huge signing. Anyway, that's my ramble on Kevin Lee and his slight possibility that we might see him inside the squared circle there at BKFC. I hope it comes to fruition. It would be really cool to see, even if he does one fight and decides that's not the route he wants to go. At least he gets a payday and he gets to scratch that one off the fucking list, right? Anyway, until next time, everybody, thanks for joining me here on Quick Rip. Take care and peace. I think the trip that fumbled over the train. I ride and wonder how we had all these things. I remember the time.